Hey, this is your hillbilly historian coming to you from the hills of Appalachia here in East Tennessee to bring you logic, truth, honesty, justice, and the American way, reality, integrity, and all that stuff you won't find in your high school or college history books. Here we bring you truth and common sense and reason. But anyway, today I want to talk about one of the greatest women in America. I'm not talking about one of these feminazis. I'm talking about a woman, a real woman. Grace Hopper. If you've never heard of Grace Hopper, one of the amazing, fantastic women in America that proved you didn't have to wear vagina hats, pink outfits, and march and protest to be a woman. She was a real American woman. Grace Hopper, as a child, she was real curious about how clocks work. She would take every clock in the house apart, put them back together, and they'd still work. She had a amazing curiosity as a child, and her parents encouraged it. And she went on to become a great mathematician and engineer, and she taught. She attended Vassar and then Yale, and then she was teaching mathematics at Vassar when World War II broke out. She became one of the founding members of WAVES, W-A-V-E-S, the Women's Auxiliary Volunteer Group that helped the Navy. And she was part of that. And because of her great mathematical skills and everything, she went to work on the first computers, Mark I, Mark II, and Mark III. She was one of the first people to computerize and use computers to help win World War II. She was an amazing mind. She had an amazing mind. She became a rear admiral. I think she was the first female admiral in the U.S. Navy. Fantastic, amazing person. And she computerized those machines, and she helped work on the original ENIACs and those computers. And she developed a lot of the modern phrases of computers, like there's a bug in the system, because back then these computers weighed thousands, tens of thousands of pounds, and they used vacuum tubes, and people rode bicycles full of vacuum tubes to replace those that burn out. And they had a problem with a computer one day, and they found where this moth blew in there and got electrocuted in the system. That's how it came about to say, hey, there's a bug in the system. You know, sometimes it might be your computer logic that don't work, but it's a bug in the system. But she came up with phrases like that. And she also developed one of the first high-level computer languages in English. Was called COBOL. C-O-B-O-L, all capital letters, C-O-B-O-L, COBOL, Common Business Oriented Language. And it was in English. And then she also built the compiler, which converted that COBOL language to machine language that the computer actually understood. She was an amazing brain, brilliant. COBOL, at one time, 80% of all the programs in the world were written in COBOL. All the banking software, everything was written in COBOL. And when I first studied computer science back in 1979 and 80 at Dalton College in Dalton, Georgia, the only two languages out there that we studied was COBOL and RPG. The only reason we studied RPG was because IBM, if you bought an IBM computer, they'd give you RPG free. And so a lot of banks ended up with RPG, so kids had to learn RPG to go to work for banks as computer programmers. There were other languages out there that I tampered with. BASIC, became very good at BASIC. That was a hobbyist language, invented by a couple of boys up at Yale University. Fortran, which is a scientific language. I worked a little bit in Fortran, learned a little bit of it, not much. My main languages were BASIC and COBOL. And first job I got was COBOL. I've written millions and millions of lines of code in COBOL. I like to joke and say I'm one of the top 100 COBOL brains in the world. Anyway, Grace Hopper was the original writer, creator of the COBOL language, and she went on to serve her country, and she was just, like I say, the first female admiral. She was the rear admiral in the U.S. Navy. I'm not sure the difference between a rear admiral and a front admiral, but she was an admiral, and I think the first female admiral in the U.S. Navy. Amazing woman. This is what real women are like. You know, they are geniuses. They do things. They create things. They invent stuff. They are real brainy people. Not them ignorant feminazis. Stupid. Ignorant. Ugly, incurably ugly, stupid feminazis, you know, like AOC and those Ilhan Omar and those Joy Reid, and those people are just full of hate. And they're just useless women, useless, you know. So, anyway, we are proud of the fact that we have people, women, that we respect, like Trump's wife and people like that, George Bush's wife, George Bush II, Bush first. Both our wives were amazing, upright women. But Grace Hopper was one of the greatest women in American history. Just absolutely phenomenal brain, phenomenal in her pro-American, pro-conservative outlook, believed in meritocracy and all that. But anyway, this is your Hillbilly Historian, bringing you truth, honesty, justice in the American way, common sense, logic, integrity, all the things that make America great. That's what we're all about. But anyway, signing off on this snowy day in the middle of March 2026. You have a good one.